Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Do I need to introduce myself? Yes. So, hello, sir and ma'am. My name is Amruta Kenche. I am an HR intern for the Academy of InnovaWorld. So, looking forward to this webinar. Yes, ma'am, but it's directly an introduction. Like, okay. So, yeah. Good evening, everyone. So, I'm very happy
Good
to
evening.
welcome you all to a 2 week short program. So in that we will have AI and ML coding using generative AI powered by ISTEM. And in this program, you will get a latest knowledge on hands-on experience in artificial intelligence and machine learning, especially focusing on generative AI platforms and AI applications. Over the next 2 weeks, we will learn new things about new coding techniques, explore real-world applications that are changing industries around the world. And before we start, let me introduce Academy Innova World. So this is an educational branch of Innova World Private Limited. As Academy Innova World is dedicated to promoting the learning and research through the training programs, workshops, partnership programs, and mentoring programs. So our goal is to connect theoretical knowledge with practical skills and helping the learners, youngsters to succeed in new technology and fields. So we are honored to have our Chief Technology Officer, Dr. Pulak Kumar Dhara, with us today. And he is a respected technologist and a former assistant scientist at the Department of Atomic Energy. And his work is research and development has played a key role in shaping our organization's goals. And also, we like to warmly welcome our social special guest for today's session, Dr. Arunava Majumdar, and we are thankful for his presence and look forward to hearing these valuable insights. And his today's session will be memorable and will have productive and enriching learning experience. Thank you.
So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Am I audible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So, I welcome everyone for this 2 weeks training program on AI and ML, and which is based on the generative AI. We will be using the generative AI to code in different kinds of platforms like Python, MATLAB. Okay, or how can we use or the generative AI like ChatGPT or DeepSeek or the Gemini to find out the insights from a data set and to find out the different codings means codings to find out any model like ML models like regression modeling or classification modeling. Okay, and to get the insights from the data set. Insights means what is the analysis results and what are the how policymakers can use this kind of coding to make the final insights so that they can make some policies. Okay, so we will be discussing all of these things and how this kind of AI technologies today will help, means how we can very easily without prior knowledge of coding or proper coding. Yes, of course you have to know the algorithmic structures and how the coding works. Okay, and just to code this one, but we don't have to if you don't know the syntax of any particular type of language like Python, or you don't know the syntax of the means MATLAB or R, how can you generate the code? The AI will completely generate the code for you. Okay, you just need to means know the proper methodology. Okay, why and how the methodology will work, and what you want to generate. Just you need to use the proper prompt in the chat gpt or in deepseek or in other ai models to generate the code for you. Okay, so you need to be careful about the prompt what you need to use, and the gpt will and deepseek, whatever the models, they will automatically generate everything, every kind of code for you. So since this is the first lecture, so I will give you the introduction what generative AI is, and how how we can use the generative AI to analyze the data sets, okay, and so on. So let me share my screen first. Please confirm that whether my screen is visible. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the day one of AI and ML with generative AI. So, in today's lecture, we'll be discussing on the proper basics of ML, what kind of MLs are there, how the machine learning works, okay, what actually generative AI is, and how we can use this AI to find out means to generate different types of codings and algorithms by using this generative AI. So let's start with the what generative AI is. So it's a model. Just like what model is, model means if we are suppose we are going to predict something. Okay, as simple as if I say that I want to predict the tomorrow's weather. Okay, so tomorrow's weather it depends on various parameters like humidity, okay, like temperature, okay, like many other things. Whether tomorrow will be rain or not, if we want to predict this one, that may uh, it varies, depends on different types of parameters like this, humidity, temperature, and other kind of thinkings. So we need some data for that. Maybe we'll also be using the previous data, means previous means long term data, or there are many satellites are there today. Okay, we have launched different satellites, so the data of the satellite we can analyze, and then we can easily say that whether what is the percentage of rainfall tomorrow. Okay, so the model works like that. It first learns the pattern of the data sets. Okay, the style of the data sets. Okay, how the data means it analyzes the data, and then it can predict that whether there will be rainfall. If there is rainfall, then what is the amount of rainfall? What is the means chances of rainfall tomorrow? And if there is a chance, then what is the chance? What is the percentage? 80%, 90%, or like this. So it can easily, it is a proper statistical way we can easily conclude that whether there will be rainfall and the amount of rainfall also. So this is how a model works. Now the generative AI, what generative AI is, it itself is a modeling. So generative AI itself is a AI, and different types of ML modelings are there inside it. Okay, so text generation, as we see in the chat gpt, we are using some prompt. Okay, and it will generate something for us. If we just generate some content that writes a content on the carbon emission. Okay, so they will generate the contents based on the carbon emission, what is the background of it, what carbon emission actually is. Okay, what is the history of this one, how it evolves, So everything it will generate. It can also do the image generation. Okay, but right now you can see that means if you just describe the image, it will automatically generate the image for you. Similarly, music and audio generation also, they will generate the music and audio, video. And the last, the code generation, what we actually will be doing here in the in our this session. Okay, not this session, means after day by day we will be evolving like this, that first of all, how can the generative AI will help you to generate the simple code, how can they generate difficult codings of ML and AI structures. Okay, we will learn everything day by day. So let us define what machine learning is. It's a branch of AI, artificial intelligence, and that focuses on developing algorithms and statistical models. So basically, the base of this AI and ML, it is basically, we can say it's a statistical models or statistical methods. Okay, without statistical method, we cannot proceed with AI or ML, whatever. Okay, so it computes it first analyzes the data. Basically, it analyzes the data, a large amount of data, and it will give you some prediction. GPT is also doing the same thing. Okay, it analyzes the data and it learns the pattern first. Okay, after learning, then it will learn first, then it will generate something. Yes, if this is the structure of the data, then according to your question, this may be the answer. It is just like that. So what program difference between the coding, normal coding, and this AIML means, if we just get a talk about the differentiation between them, we can see that uh, programmed thing, that is, if you suppose generation of 1 to 10, the numbers from 1 to 10 using a loop, for loop, what it will just generate, it will increment one by one, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and then it will by using a for loop, it will code like that. So it is a specific formula we need to use there. Okay, it will not learn anything. It is already trained, it is already, we are providing a particular formula. Okay, and based on the particular formula, it will generate something. Just let me give you the example. uh, just a minute. Okay, let us generate the numbers 1 2 3 up to 10. Okay, so we will simply use, in case of coding, we will simply use a for loop here. So if I use I equal to 1 to 10, I'm just using the, I'm not following any particular type of syntax, I'm just using a pseudo code. So I equal to 1, okay, to 10. Simply we will print the I. Okay, then so what is the formula? This is the formula we already have. So I equal to 1 to 10, the increment will be I plus plus. Okay, increment will be I plus plus. It means that I equal to I plus 1. This is the formula we have already written here. Based on this formula, it will generate the numbers from 1 to 10. But what ML is? It will just learn by itself, just like a baby. First, it will, the baby, uh, they learn by themselves. Okay, if we means just give them the different letters A B C D and D, they don't have any knowledge of that, what A is or what B is. They will just see the pattern, that if this is the pattern, it is called A. If this is the pattern, it is called B. This is the pattern, it is called C. So they will learn by it, learn by the pattern. And after the pattern, now if any random things, if I give it to give it to the baby, that what this structure is, then they can recall that this is the structure of the letter A, right? So first, it is just like the learning process. Just like a baby, it will first learn, the model first learns, and then it will give you the feedback. So this is the basic difference between the general type coding what we have previously what we have used and the learning process. Next, the key concepts, data. Okay, we know that for the learning process we need high amount of data for any kind of learning, any kind of prediction. As large the data set is, our prediction will be that much accurate. Okay, we need some algorithms. Okay, that is different types of these algorithm. Based on these algorithms, we can say that how accurate our model is. So as a strong algorithm we use, our accuracy will be as strong as that. Next, model. So model is, I already have explained what model is. This is the model. It is a pattern that is means it is also the algorithm what we have defined. So first we define some algorithms. We made some algorithms, and it models. It is a training algorithm. So it will first train. That is, we train the model using some data sets, and then it gives us the prediction. That is an input output things will be there. Okay, so if you can say that if some humidity and the temperature and that is what you can say wind. Okay, the means velocity of the wind. Okay, these are the some suppose the three input parameters are there. Okay, velocity of the wind. Okay, V, and temperature T, and sorry, temperature T, and the humidity. These three data sets are provided to this model. Okay, then it will learn if the velocity of the wind, temperature of the wind, and the humidity is like this, then the chances of rainfall is like this. Okay, so it will first learn this data, then it can predict if yes, this is the if any unknown values of velocity, temperature, and humidity is provided, then what will be the chances of rainfall. It can easily give you the feedback of that. Okay, now training, already the training process, it means if a large data set is there, we don't use the entire data set. We will use only 80% of the data set or 70% of the data set to train the model. Okay, then rest of the amount means 20% for testing. Now the main two things, which is feature and labels. So feature, it is basically the input variables basically, and labels, it is also called as a target or output variables. Okay, just let me give you an example of this. Only this is, suppose velocity, temperature, and humidity. These three are the input variables, and target means what we are going to predict. Let us suppose we are going to predict the chances of rainfall, R, the percentage R, chances of rainfall. Okay, so let us suppose 1, 2, 3, the chances of rainfall is 80%. Okay, 2, 5, 7, the chances is 9%. Okay, and so on. So these are the input values. Okay, now let us suppose the third input is 3, 0, 1. Okay, now for this particular data set, let us suppose that 10% is the chances of rainfall. So first, the model will learn from these data sets. If this is the input, this will be the output. If this is the input, this will be the output. This is the input, this will be the output. The first, the model will learn based on this data set, then it will give you the prediction. Now, if I pass three different values, 5, 5, 1. Okay, V is 5, T is 5, and H is 1. What should be the chances of rainfall? So after learning this data, which we already have been provided to the model, now the model will say, yes, this should be the prediction. Let us suppose it is 50% chance. It should be the prediction. So 551, it is a random value what we are going to give to the model. Okay, so the features, what is the features? These three are the features, or also called the independent variables. And this is the output, which is also called the dependent variable. That is what we are going to predict, or going to our prediction. It is the dependent, and others are independent or features. Now, As you can see here, the features are three and our prediction variable is one only, that is the output is one. So question is, can we use more outputs? Yes, we can also use the more output here. Okay, chances of rainfall. Okay, instead of this, chances of storm. Okay, storm. The chances of storm is another output. So there are two output we can also use. That model also we can make. Next, what are the types of machine learning? Okay, machine learning, there are generally three types. What is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Okay, now supervised learning, it has two categories. One is called classification, and another one is called regression. Now, what classification and what is regression? So, I will give you means the example as generative AI means when we generate the data set, then I will explain everything. What is classification and what is regression? What is unsupervised? Clustering. Okay, it is basically we can say segregation of the data. Similar type of data will be segregated between them. Okay, so you can see these data sets, there are mixed data set, mixed type of data sets are there. So we segregated the green type separately, the blue type separately, and the red type separately. Reinforcement, okay, it is a actions should be taken in the environment, and then it is a reinforcement, it is a feedback policy, means the model, the environment, okay, and it will take action after the feedback. It's a feedback based model. I'm not going to means explain more on reinforcement learning today, because we're going to now we are focusing on supervised learning firstly, and then we're going for the unsupervised learning. Right now we're not focusing on this. So supervised learning, regression and classification I already have explained. So what regression is? Regression is used when the outcome data or outcome variable is continuous type. Okay, is continuous type. And now what continuous type data is? And classification is used when the outcome variable is having the discrete, or you can say categorical. Okay, better to say categorical. Okay, so classification when the outcome is categorical, regression when the outcome is continuous. Okay, I will give you the example later. Okay, not now. Just means I'm giving you the insights and giving you the means introduction of this. Okay, unsupervised clustering. Okay, now what clustering? I have already explained this one. Let us suppose this, you can see this data. Okay, first of all, this data is mixed type of data. We will segregate one by one. So this segregation, suppose similar type of data. Let us suppose they are orange type. So we have segregated them separately. These three are green type. We have segregated them separately. These three are blue type. We have segregated them separately. Okay, so segregation basically it is also called the clustering. So now I am going to give you the introduction of how you can generate the data by using ChatGPT. Now, what kind of generative AI are there, and we can generate the means different types of data also from generative AI. We will explain now. Okay, I am going to means I am going to stop the screen sharing. Again, I am sharing the screen now. Just wait. Is my screen visible? Okay, it's visible, right? Okay. Okay, now I request everybody, if you're having the laptop, then please follow the following steps. Okay, what we are going to do now, right now, today, we are not going to generate the code. Okay, we are going to generate the data set. Yeah, how we can use the generative AI to generate some data sets. So I request everyone, please go to bring your laptop and take your laptop and do accordingly what I am doing now. So there are three kinds of I am using three different things. One is ChatGPT, another one is DeepSeek, and the Gemini. Generally, these three models are there in our hand. So I basically prefer ChatGPT. If you want Gemini, or if you want to use Gemini, or if you want to use the DeepSeek also, there are some drawbacks what I feel. So that is why I'm using the ChatGPT, and I feel it is the most efficient one. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the GPT, and there are different types of first of all, data sets downloading. How can you download the data sets to analyze? There are different websites are there. First website is Kaggle. Second one is data.gov.in. Okay, for this is the Indian government site. uh, okay, let me show you the websites to generate data. Let us .gov.in. This is the government, Indian government website. So the authentic government survey data sets are there. Okay, so as you can see, the sector wise data sets are given here: economy, education, environment, forest, health, welfare, anything, all kind of data sets are given. So if you are focusing on any particular sector, let us suppose I'm going for the economy sector, and there are you can see the wholesale price index, financial health, financial health details. Okay, different types of data sets are available here. So you can click on any one of them. Let us suppose financial health in Pune. So this particular, now you can see this financial health in Pune, it is opened now, and the CSV files, you can preview the file and you can also download the file from here also. Okay, financial health from Pune, from different 2015 to 2018. Okay, and this is, I think, the overall, and this is 14 to 20. So between different time series, the data sets are already given here. So you can download the data set from this data website. This is an authentic one. Another which is frequently used, Kaggle. Okay, so to download, you need to sign in first. Okay, to download any data. So let me sign in. Yes. So already we have signed in. Now you need to go to the data sets here. You can see on the left side, there are many tabs are there. You can go to the data sets, and also here you can see different types of data sets are available here also. Okay, take corner mobile, social anxiety, and here different types of data are there. Okay, now let me use chat GPT. Okay, how can you generate the data from the chat GPT? Now suppose that these data sets, these are the Now, Kaggle, one thing I must say that sometimes the data may not be authentic in this Kaggle, because this is some universities also, they are not preferring the Kaggle data set sometimes. So better to use the data.gov.in in cases that is authentic. And now let us go to the chat GPT. Now if you go to the chat GPT and use some prompt here, let us find, means generate some data, Excel data set. Okay, just you can use the prompt like this: generate CSV data set on, give any name of the sector. Let us suppose CSV data set on environment. So let us see whether it can generate the environment CSV dataset on environment or not. Look at this. Already, here's the CSV generator on datasets. It generates. Okay, I can't see this one now. Yes. Okay, it's typing now. You can also do the same thing. Yes. Okay. Now see, the sample it is now going to generate, and all the column names it is writing here: city, country, air quality index, temperature, humidity, CO2 levels, and date. Okay, now it is generating, analyzing, it is writing here analyzing. It means it is now generating a proper CSV data, and which you can download also. Yes, you can see. So one CSV data, it is going to let us download this data set, and let us check whether whatever is written here, it is similar or not. Yes, you can see here the data set what is generated by the chat GPT. You can see first one is city, country, AQI, temperature, humidity. Okay, it is CO2, basically CO2 levels, and the date. So everything is given here, and it generates the data sets like this. Okay, so it means that a chat GPT, it can also generate the CSV data set. Okay, now if you so this one is very useful for your learning process. If you want to, means learn from the data set how you have to, means for your practice. Okay, that is I mean this right now. Sometimes the chat GPT it makes the mistakes. So I am not saying that it is exactly authentic, but for your learning process and for generating some data sets to make some students understand, or for your practice, for your practice, or for some problem solving cases, you can use the data sets generated by the AI like this. Okay, now by changing the prompt in the chat GPT, how the data set can be modified, let us find this one. Okay, first of all, now I am going to give you the explanation of what categorical value is and what continuous value is. Okay, so let us cross this one, do not save. There's this one also. Okay, now look at this. this particular data set, it was also generated by the ChatGPT. Okay, and this particular data set, it is generated by the ChatGPT, and it is showing the 100 data sets it generates. Okay, let us let us generate the same thing for you only. I'm going to dismiss this one and going to generate the same thing. Okay, generate a data set with continuous and categorical data. Yes, it has generated something. So you can see the data fields are already given everything. So city, it is categorical, country, also categorical, climate zone, categorical, pollutions, it is continuous, average temperature, also continuous, and rest of the other variables are continuous here. Let us download the data set and let's see. Okay, now you can see this data set. So how many data basically they generated small data only for means 10 rows are there, only 10 samples are there. Okay, so you can see here what categorical value is. So categorical value, you can see it is city. The first one, it is city. Is city categorical? How many cities are there? You can see New York, Los Angeles, London, okay, Berlin, Beijing, Mumbai, Tokyo, Sydney, Sao Paulo, and Cape Town. Okay, however, the city names are different, but you can see the type means how many cities are there. One, two, three, four, up to 10 cities are there. Okay, so since we can say that yes, cities are given here, we can consider them as a categorical with 10 categories are there. So 2 to 11, 10 categories are there with the different name of the cities. Now country, how many categories are there here? USA is one category, UK second category, Germany third, China fourth, India 5, Japan 6, Australia 7, Brazil 8, and South Africa 9. So the country is having 9 categories. Climate zone, how many categories? Temperature, temperature, temperature. So one category is temperature. Okay. uh, Arid, it is second category. Continental third category. Tropical fourth. Temperature, subtropical fifth, again tropical, and Mediterranean. So sixth, fifth, I think. One, two, three, four, five. Sorry, five. So the climate change, it is having 5 categories, right? So climate change, it is 5 categories. Country, it is having 9 categories, and city 10 categories. So this data set we will say categorical, where we can categorize the values. But if we go to the pollution, millions, okay. So pollution 4.8, 8.449. Okay, there is no match between them. So however, for categorical and continuous, there is many mathematical aspects are there. Okay, discrete, continuous, and everything. I'm not going to explain all these things. Okay, if basically if you are a layman, just you can see that many values, and there are different types of values are there with different floating point values are there. Of course, it is a continuous data. Okay, here average temperature also it is continuous. Okay, AQI, is it continuous or categorical? Of course it is continuous, because you can see 78, 95, 55, there is no match between them. Just like if you say country, USA, UK, there are some matches. Yes, country we can categorize them. City also we can categorize them. Climate also we can categorize. Temperature is one climate zone. Tropical is another climate zone. Okay, Mediterranean another climate zone. We can categorize them. So we can say it is categorical. But here AQI, you can see the values, no match between them. We cannot predict anything that what should be the category or something. Annual rainfall also it is continuous, and renewable energy also it is continuous. So first understand your dataset is. Your dataset may contain some categorical value. Your dataset may contain the some value of continuous also. Okay. Now suppose you are going to predict the renewable, sorry, the AQI. AQI is your AQI is your outcome, and others city, country, climate zone, pollution, average temperature, annual rainfall, and renewable energy use. Okay, everything are input variables or features. Okay, so now look at the outcome variable, whether your outcome variable is a categorical value or continuous value. Depending on that, we will use class. We can say it is a classification problem or it is a regression problem. We will use regression or classification. It yeah, we have to identify based on your outcome variable type. So if I say our outcome variable is AQI, okay, so AQI is a continuous data set. We are going to predict the AQI. Okay, let us suppose that the category is Cape Town. Okay, country is it is okay. Sorry, that is Cape Town and some other category. Cape Town, South Africa. Okay, and climate is Mediterranean. Pollution, it is suppose something which is not inside the table. Let us suppose it is 15.9. Average temperature, it is suppose that 18 point something. AQI, what should be the AQI here? And average rainfall in some year, let us suppose it is 500 and it is 40. What should be the rain AQI value? So any random values of the average temperature, average annual rainfall, and the renewable energy use, any values of the input variable, what should be the value of the AQI? We are going to predict this. Okay, so whether we have to use regression or classification, we have to use regression here, because our AQI, our prediction variable itself is a means continuous data. Okay, now let us suppose we are going to predict the country, or we are going to predict the city based on the other values. Okay, so based on, or what is the climate zone based on the other values. So all other variables are continuous. Our outcome variable is climate zone, and climate zone itself is a categorical. So as our dependent variable, our target variable, climate zone itself is categorical. So we will say it is a classification problem. Okay, so based on some regression and classifications, we will use different, we change our algorithms based on that. Okay, somehow the methodology changes. However, means if you use some machine learning algorithms, one algorithm that is means let us suppose it is random forest, or let us suppose ANN. They can be used for both cases, in classification or in regression problem also. Okay, so we will discuss all these things the next. Okay, now let us go to the chat GPT again, and let us modify the data. Now I am saying the chat GPT that now originally any data set, they does not include means sorry, they does include null values. Okay, so null values are very basic things. Null values means some missing values in the data. It is very basic. If the data is authentic and some from some particular means methods, or some particular type of machines or something is used for the data, so you can easily say that yes, there are some glitch in the machines, and they did not give us the proper value. So that is why some data are missing there. Okay, so now let us generate some data set with large values. Means let us suppose the 100 samples and with some missing values. So how can you use the prompt? So I will, let us suppose I have to repeat the same thing. That is the same categories, that is city, country, everything will be unchanged. Okay, I have to generate the same data, same means features and same outcome variables, but I want to increase the number of data, or increase the number of the sample with some null value. So what should you write this right here? Already it has generated one data set. So what I will write here, okay, generate the same with 100 samples and some null values. Let us see how it generates. Okay, so now it has generated. It is already written here that I have generated a dataset with 100 samples, including both continuous and categorical data, along with some null values. You can download it here. So let us download. Yeah. So look at this now. Everything is same. Okay. Let me see. Yes, 101. It means they have created 100 datasets. Whether there is any null value? Yes. Here is a null value. Here's a null value. Here's a null value. Here's a null value. Okay, similarly, here is also null value, null value, null value, and null value. Okay, there are many other null values in there inside the data set. You can see here. Now look, now according to our choice, okay, if you use proper prompt, it can easily do whatever you want. Okay, no need to download. Okay, it can easily generate and do everything. Okay, now going for some advanced task. Let us suppose we need to generate some descriptive statistics. So what kind of descriptive statistics? The mean of the population. So what are the data sets are here? Let me, so this is, let me take it bold, and let us fix it. Okay, now first attribute is city, then it is country, climate change, population, average temperature, AQI, annual rainfall, and renewable energy use, right? Okay, so in city, you can see I want to find out the generative, the descriptive statistics of each and every column. So first feature is city, second one is country, third one is climate change, population, average, AQI, everything are there. I want to generate the descriptive statistics for each and every column. Now, what descriptive statistics is? Generally, descriptive statistics is measures the central tendency. It measures the measure of dispersions. Okay, so like this. So central tendency means mean, median, and mode. Okay, measure of dispersions. It is variance or standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis, etc. So we can do the same thing. Okay, now if we are going to generate the descriptive statistics, okay, because of some null value, okay, because of some null value, you can see these values are null here. So that is why maybe the original descriptive statistics means mean, median, or mode, or standard deviation, or whatever. Okay, whatever it may generate, there may be some type of glitch will be there, or variations may be there, because some null values are already there. So first of all, we need to fill this null value. How can we fill it? There are many types of algorithms to fill the null values. You can use mean, median, mode. This is the first one. Okay, mean should be used if you can see some floating point data there. Okay, and continuous data, floating point is there, better to use mean. Okay, and mean means whatever the means values are there, use the mean formula, whatever the mean we are getting, just to fill these null values with the mean itself. Okay, now how can you do this in Excel? Just we have to means write down the formula, that is mean equal to average, equal to average. Now from, let us suppose we are average temperature, we are going to fill these non-values by using the mean of this data set. Okay, so what is the mean? I am going to select the means columns. What is the last one? 101, I think. 101. So mean is this 14.06. Let's suppose the 14.07. Okay, 14.07. So we will put here all the null values as 14.07 here, 14.07 here also, 14 point, sorry, 0.07, and whatever the other null values are there, 14.07, and so on. Okay, like this. If the it is categorical, how to fill up the null values? If it is categorical, better to use the mode. Okay, because mode, in case of categorical data, mode will it will give you the best values are there. Okay, means you can see the categorical data, you can see Mediterranean, 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 3 Mediterraneans are there. So categories are separately described, so that is why mode should be the better here. Okay, generally I prefer in case of continuous data, but in here no floating point is there, so median may works better here. Okay, other than mean, median, mode, there are a lot of other algorithms are also there. We can also use the correlation based filling formula. We can also use fuzzy based filling formula, but I'm not going to take all of these things. But the funny thing is, who will do all these things? The mean formula, median formula, then everything is there. Can ChatGPT also fill this null value for us? Yes. Just go to ChatGPT and we will do the same thing. We just change the prompt. Okay. Generate the same data with uh, you can say imputation, or simply you can say with filling null values. Okay, null values by using mean for conti uh, continuous features and using mode for categorical features. Let's see it can generate or not. Look, I have filled the missing values using mean for continuous features and mode for categorical features. You can download the dataset here. Let's download. Yes. Look, you can see now I used mean. You can see 14.06. You can see 14.06, 14.06, 14.06, 14.06 everywhere. 14.06. So automatically it generates everything. No need to use the formula in Excel. No need to use the other things. It can automatically generate. Okay, you just need to change the prompts one by one. Okay, better first generate means you can use the prompts stepwise. Okay, not doing the same all of the task in a single prompt. Better if you use it stepwise, then means this model can easily understand your prompt. Okay, first generate the data set, then generate the descriptive statistics. If there is null value, then generate the formula for mean and other things and everything. Okay, you can see everything is done by the AI itself, means ChatGPT itself. We don't have to do anything. Okay, now the question is, this data set is generated by GPT itself. If we have our own data set, can the chat GPT will do the same thing for us? The answer is yes, it can also do the same thing for us. Okay, but the condition, there is a conditions. If the data is large, maybe it will ask you for the purchase, that is to take the subscription. For large type of data set, maybe the means your free model means free subscription, or means whatever we are using. Okay, the free tool, it may not work for simple any means so large type of data set. Large means 1,000 data sets are there. Okay, more than 500 or 2,000 or 10,000 data there, samples are there. Okay, so it may not work in that case. Okay, you have to take the subscription for that. Okay, so up to this, I have to explain, that is I have to stop the session today. These are the things what how we can generate the data sets from the chat GPT. Okay, and how the chat GPT itself can do all of these things without using any kind of formula in Excel, or without using any kind of other things formula by using means Excel or whatever. So easily we can generate all type of task by using a simple prompt. Okay, but suggestion is that use prompt stepwise. Do not use the entire thing, a large type of prompt in a single sentence. Okay, that will make the model confused and may create some deficiency. Your task may not be done by the model. Okay, so this is all for today only. Next day we will means the higher level of statistical methods, different types of regression, different types of classification models we will explain, and we will also do the same thing, means how the code can be generated within the classification. Yes. Okay. Hmm. Okay, better. Basically, features, we use the feature term in case of independent variables. I already explained this thing. Okay, let me show. screen. Okay. Okay. Is my screen visible? Okay, let us suppose that here the dependent variables we are going to predict is the renewable energy use. Okay, this is the dependent variable. And city, country, climate zone, population, average temperature, AQI, and annual rainfall. Let us suppose all are independent. Independent means they are the inputs. Okay, we will means input some data, some random data, and we will predict what should be the renewable energy use. Okay, so here the features, it refers to the independent ones, that is city, country, climate zone. They all will be recorded as a feature. Hello, audible now? Hello. Okay. So what I said, that let us suppose the city, country, climate zone, population, average temperature, AQI, and annual rainfall, they all are independent variables. And our prediction variable, energy, renewable energy, it is suppose, let us suppose it is a prediction variable. So prediction or output or target, this is called target or label. Okay, which is our output. It differs from different books or different means persons, they name them differently. So we will use the output variable, or which we are going to predict. The output one is called the either target or level. And all inputs, that is city, country, climate zone, population, or all the other things, the input variables are called the features. Okay, so they all are the features. And in renewable energy, we are going to predict it. It is called target or level. I think it is clear now. Uh-huh. No other question is there? Okay. Then can I wind up the session now? Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Yes, yes. How ChatGPT? Yes, yes. I will means give this example tomorrow in tomorrow's lecture. How ChatGPT, how we can upload the Excel file in ChatGPT, and how by using prompt, how you can read that and do whatever you want, what kind of data analysis is there. Everything I will show you the example in the next class. Thank you very much.